Hey everybody, it's me. I'm doing a video on how I lost my weight. I've lost 60 pounds in 7 months. Uh, I started out at 302 pounds and now I'm down to 242. I mostly have done keto. The way I started out is the first month, I basically just kept my carbs under 20 per day, didn't cheat. I think that first month I didn't cheat at all. So basically, just for one full month, uh, I did carbs under 20 per day, ate whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted, however I wanted, and I lost it pretty fast. But after the first month doing that, I didn't lose anything for about another month. You kind of do have to watch your calories some because at first your body is thrown into that new mode, ketosis, and uh, it really starts burning through the fat and losing that weight. Of course, a lot of it is water weight, but not all of that. I mean, 20 pounds, I didn't have 20 pounds of water weight, I don't think. Um, so after that first month, though, I did notice that I had to kind of watch calories a little bit. Not real bad, because I really, like I said, I didn't lose weight for almost a month, and I really was losing hope again. And it's really only because of my wife that I didn't. She, I told her, I said, I think I'm thinking about quitting because I haven't lost any weight for a little bit. And she's like, well, I like the diet, so if you can do whatever you want, but I'm gonna stay on it. So I was like, well, if she's gonna stay on it, we make meals together. She makes a lot of the meals, and I make some of them, and so I might as well just stay in it, and I did, and I'm glad that I did because after that month, I started losing again, and it just it's really helped motivate me to have someone else there doing it along with me. I I lost probably after that around 7 pounds a month, and it slowed again here and there for close to a month again. And so what I started doing a few months ago was fasting. I'd fast for a day or two, and I've tried intermittent fasting. To me, intermittent fasting is almost harder. It's more of a mental thing. What I've found from all this is that the reason you feel hungry is not because of real hunger, it's because of your stomach being empty. So since your stomach's empty, you feel those little hunger pains, and you think you're hungry, but really you just have to drink some water. Uh, and I mean, you don't have to like guzzle down a whole bunch of water. It's just that your stomach is empty, so it needs something in there. Uh, so it's more of thirst, really. Uh, so once I started drinking water those times, it's helped a lot. Uh, my problem is that I really like to eat, so it's been hard, and that's the other part of keto. So many people say that keto is hard because you have to give up all this. Really, you don't. Almost everything, there's good substitutes out there for. The problem is that there's not much, well, not as much fast food or um, or frozen foods. You have to really make a lot of this stuff from scratch. There's tons of recipes out there for making this stuff, and if you actually make it yourself, it you can have pretty much anything. There's substitutes for bread, so you can have burgers and sandwiches and even pizza. And there's even substitute for French fries. They don't really, well, I haven't had all of those, so I can't really speak from experience. The ones that I've done for substitute for French fries is like a zucchini, and it's good with like ranch or something, and it's a good substitute. It doesn't taste like it, but it's a good thing to have like a burger with that. And there's now one thing you can find in the stores pretty good is tortillas. Walmart and just about everywhere now has low carb tortillas, or no, low net carb tortillas, where they have a lot of fiber in them. So I've been having a lot of that and making breakfast burritos and things like that. And as far as fast food, there are a lot of fast foods, mostly salads and maybe a burger without a bun or something like that. I've even gotten burgers without a bun and then gone home and there's recipes to make buns in 90 seconds in the microwave. And so I'll just do that and then stick the burger that I bought without a bun in that and eat it. And it's pretty good. So there's all kinds of ways of doing this. There really isn't too much of an excuse other than it takes longer because you have to make a lot of this stuff yourself. So it's funny to me how I've seen at like WebMD.com and Jillian Michaels and those kind of places that kind of knock the keto diet. WebMD doesn't totally knock it, but they talk about how hard it is and how much it requires you to give up, and it's so, and they said, here's the few vegetables you can have, and you can have tons of vegetables. You can have pretty much most vegetables other than potatoes, if you consider those as a vegetable, and corn, and you really gotta, you can have peas and carrots, but you gotta limit it. But almost everything else you can have as far as vegetables are concerned. So, and even sweets, you know, there's all kinds of sugar-free cakes and things you can make that have either coconut flour or almond flour. So I just wish that more fast food places sold keto things. So but it is easy and anybody can do it. And as far as the fasting is concerned, it's not that hard either if you just keep drinking the water, as I'd stated earlier. You do want to make sure that you get some electrolytes by maybe having some salt. Maybe put just a little salt in your water, or even just take some salt in your hand and eat it if you can do that. To me, that's fairly easy as long as I don't just go crazy with the salt. You can also get no salt, and no salt to me is, I mean, it tastes kind of like salt, but it's actually more nasty, especially in the water. I can eat it in my hand a little better, but either way, no salt to me doesn't taste that good. And that's why that snake diet, which to me isn't really a diet, it's just a fasting plan, which people have done similar fasting plans. I don't see what the craze is with the snake diet. He has more of a regimen set way of doing it. Anybody could do these things. I mean, his regimen is very strict and very hard. If you're disciplined, I guess the snake diet is good for you. If you're not disciplined, then you could probably learn a few things from him, because he does have some good information, but it's information that's been around for years. It's not anything new. So basically, if you stay on keto, don't cheat. Maybe, you know, I have cheated. I usually cheat once every other week, maybe once a week, and I only do it for one meal, and that one meal I don't just totally cheat, I just cheat a little. And I've then done fasting, and you just keep losing it. I mean, it may take a while, but you can get there. And I mean, I speak from experience. Before I did all this, I was the king of master dieting. I mean, master dieting, the king of yo-yo dieting. I would, I'd go on a diet and lose 40 pounds, 20 pounds, whatever, and then go off, and then lose 20 or 40 pounds and go off, lose 20 or 40, and I kept going back and forth and back and forth. I can't even count how many times. Yeah, basically the reasoning for it is that I had really, really bad sleep apnea, and I at times it was so bad that I would wake up literally feeling like my heart had slowed to the point of almost dying, and I was just taking a bunch of deep breaths, trying to come back to life essentially, and it got pretty bad. And so every time I got to around 300 pounds, it would get that bad. And so the heaviest I ever got was 320. I'm lucky. If it wasn't for the sleep apnea, I think I would have gotten much heavier. And so I'm actually very grateful that I had sleep apnea, even though that's a weird way of looking at it. But I am very grateful, because who knows how heavy I would have been. I would have gained a lot of weight. I would have gotten way over the 320, which was my max. But because of that, I would yo-yo diet so much. And the yo-yo dieting, I really was at the point where I thought I would never lose it. I would never get more than, or lower than 370 or 270, sorry. Yeah, 270. Because 270 is where I was usually at the lowest when I did those yo-yo dieting. I never got lower than 270. And now look at me here, I'm 240 almost. So, and I'm gonna keep losing. I haven't given up. My goal has been 220, which I thought was an unobtainable goal that I would never reach. At 220, I'd still be around 30 pounds overweight. So I probably will lose more weight after that, but at 220, I'm gonna be pretty happy and kind of slow down the weight loss at that point. I'm gonna do a lot more cheating, but not to the point where I ever go back anywhere close to where I was. So here is a before and after. So as you can see, that's quite a bit of difference. I mean, and you can also see that I still have a ways to go. So I guess that's all. Thanks for watching.